Helena Blavatsky was right when she predicted that a time would come when ordinary people would develop powers that science still cannot explain. What she discovered in her most secret studies were 7 specific signs that indicate when someone is about to awaken extraordinary spiritual abilities. These signs are appearing now in normal people around the entire world, and what's most impressive is that most have no idea what's happening to them. Today I will reveal each of these 7 signs for the first time, including the last one that is so rare and powerful that Blavatsky only shared it with her closest disciples before she died. Helena Petrovna. Blavatsky was not an ordinary person. Born in Russia in 1831, she traveled the world studying ancient spiritual traditions, received teachings from Tibetan masters, and channeled knowledge that had been lost for millennia. But there was something she kept only for her closest disciples, something she called the 7 omens of the Great Awakening. During her most private sessions at the Theosophical Society, Blavatsky described visions about a future time when humanity would go through a radical spiritual transformation. She saw that certain people would be born with specific spiritual codes, invisible marks that would connect them directly with ancestral knowledge and abilities that most people would consider impossible. These are not common astrological signs. They are energetic markers that indicate ancient souls incarnated with a specific mission. People who carry these signs frequently feel displaced in the world, as if they belong to another time or place. They have vivid dreams of places they have never visited, feel energies that others don't perceive, and possess intuition so sharp they can almost read thoughts. If you always knew you were different, if you feel a deep connection with the spiritual, if you have experiences you can't explain to anyone, it's very likely that you carry one or more of these signs that Blavatsky revealed. She taught that these special souls would recognize each other through a natural energetic resonance, as if they were spiritual magnets attracting each other. Blavatsky warned that when these 7 signs began to manifest en masse, it would be the beginning of a new era for humanity, a time when the veil between the physical and spiritual world would become so thin that ordinary people would develop extraordinary abilities. And everything indicates we are living exactly that moment now. If you feel you carry any of these signs, know that you are not alone and you are not imagining things. The first sign that Helena Blavatsky revealed is related to your ability to perceive invisible energies from very early in life. If you are a person who could always sense when someone was lying, when an environment had heavy energies, or when something important was about to happen, you carry this first spiritual marker. Blavatsky called this natural etheric vision, and explained that certain souls are born with the channels of spiritual perception already partially open. Unlike most people who need to study and practice for years to develop energetic sensitivity, you already came programmed with this ability. This means that since childhood you probably perceived things that adults couldn't see. Maybe you saw lights around people, felt presences in empty rooms, or simply knew things without being able to explain where this information came from. Your parents may have thought you had too much imagination, but actually you were using a genuine spiritual capacity. This first sign also manifests through your ability to read people's emotional state instantaneously. You enter an environment and immediately know who is going through difficulties, who is happy, who is hiding something. This happens because you can capture the energetic emanations that each person naturally produces. Many people with this sign feel overwhelmed in places with many people, like malls or large events, because they involuntarily absorb the energies of everyone around them. They need moments of silence and solitude to cleanse all these external energies they have accumulated. Blavatsky taught that people with this first sign are frequently sought out by others for advice and emotional support, even when they don't consciously offer this. There is something in their energy that makes others feel safe to share their deepest problems. If you recognize yourself in these characteristics, know that you are just beginning to understand your true gifts. This first sign is like a gateway to much deeper abilities that are waiting to be awakened within you. Comment from which city you are watching, so we can know how far this ancestral wisdom of Blavatsky is reaching and touching hearts that need to recognize their own powers. But prepare your heart for what comes now, because the second sign will reveal something about your connection with time that will completely change how you view your life experiences. The second sign identified by Blavatsky is even more fascinating and explains phenomena you may have experienced your whole life without completely understanding. This sign is related to your natural capacity to access information from other times, both past and future. People carrying this second marker frequently have extremely vivid dreams that seem more real than reality itself. These are not common dreams, but rather journeys of consciousness through different timelines. You may dream of places you have never visited, but later discover they really exist exactly as you saw them. Maybe you have already dreamed of people you only met years later, or visualized situations that later materialized in the smallest details. Blavatsky explained that this happens because your soul has natural access to what she called temporal Akashic records, a cosmic library where all information from all times is stored. This sign also manifests through extraordinary temporal intuition. You frequently know when it's the right time to make certain decisions, when you should wait before acting, or when you need to accelerate something you were postponing. It's as if you possessed an internal chronometer connected to universal rhythms. People with this second sign often report very intense and frequent déjà vu experiences. They arrive at new places and feel as if they had been there before, meet people, and have the sensation they have encountered each other at another time, even knowing this is logically impossible. Another fascinating aspect of this sign is the ability to feel historical events when visiting ancient locations. You can enter a church, a castle, or even an old house, and begin to perceive fragments of memories that are not yours, as if the walls had stored the emotions and experiences of those who lived there before. Blavatsky taught that souls carrying this sign frequently chose to incarnate multiple times in significant historical periods, accumulating vast temporal experience that now surfaces as intuition and innate knowledge. This ability of temporal perception also explains why you may have knowledge about subjects you never formally studied, or why certain historical epochs awaken in you inexplicable nostalgia, as if you had homesickness for a time you never consciously lived. But there is something even deeper in the third sign that Blavatsky revealed, and which is related to your ability to influence reality in ways that defy conventional logic. The third sign revealed by Helena Blavatsky goes straight to the heart of something you have probably already experienced, but never knew how to explain. This spiritual marker is related to your innate ability to influence physical reality through the force of your intention and personal energy. If you have already noticed that when you really want something intensely, the universe seems to conspire to make it happen, you carry this third sign. We are not talking about coincidences or luck, but rather a genuine ability to mold circumstances around you through your conscious energy. People with this sign frequently report that electronic devices function strangely in their presence. Phones may ring for no reason, lights may flicker, or equipment may turn on and off by itself when they are emotionally altered. This happens because your personal energy is so intense that it affects electromagnetic fields around you. Blavatsky called this ability directed vital magnetism, and explained that certain souls are born with the ability to channel life force in a concentrated and directed way. When you really focus your intention on something, you literally project creative energy that reorganizes the possibilities around you. Maybe you have already noticed that when you are going through difficult moments, unexpected situations arise to help you. People appear offering exactly what you need. Opportunities open out of nowhere, or you find solutions to problems that seemed impossible to solve. This third sign also manifests through your ability to sense when something is about to go wrong and take preventive actions intuitively. You may cancel a trip for no apparent reason and later discover you avoided a problem, or choose a different path home and later know you avoided an accident. People carrying this marker frequently discover they have a natural calming effect on animals and small children. These beings, who are naturally sensitive to energies, instinctively recognize the balanced life force you emit and feel safe in your presence. Blavatsky taught that this power of energetic influence comes with important responsibility. The more you develop this ability, the more careful you need to be with your thoughts and emotions, as they manifest in physical reality much more quickly than for most people. This is why people with this sign frequently go through periods of emotional instability when young, while unconsciously learning to control and direct their energy constructively. However, what you will discover about the fourth sign will reveal an even deeper dimension of your natural powers, related to your ability to access wisdom from sources beyond conscious mind. The fourth sign identified by Blavatsky reveals an ability that may have left you confused during your entire life, but which is actually one of the most precious spiritual gifts that exist. This marker is related to your natural ability to receive information and knowledge from sources that transcend your current personal experience. If you frequently have sudden insights about how to solve complex problems, if you sometimes say profound things without knowing where these ideas came from, or if you feel like you have an internal counselor that gives you wise guidance, you possess this fourth sign. People with this marker discover they know things they never learned formally. They may have knowledge about natural healing, intuitive understanding about human relationships, or insights about spiritual questions that surprise even themselves. It's as if they had access to a universal library of wisdom. Blavatsky explained that souls carrying this sign maintain an active connection with what she called the spiritual hierarchy, evolved beings who act as guides and masters for those who are ready to receive higher teachings. This information arrives through insights, intuitions, instructive dreams, or simply as knowledge that arises spontaneously. This fourth sign also manifests through your ability to understand profound symbolisms naturally. You can look at an ancient symbol, a mandala, or even elements of nature and instantly capture meanings that are beyond superficial interpretation. It's as if you possessed an internal dictionary of universal spiritual languages. Many people with this sign report experiences where they received important guidance through very specific synchronicities. They ask a question mentally and immediately afterwards see a sign, hear a song, or witness a situation that contains exactly the answer they needed. Another fascinating aspect of this marker is the ability to download information instantaneously during meditation or moments of mental quietude. You can sit to meditate without expectations and get up with complete understandings about complex situations in your life or insights about universal questions. Blavatsky taught that people with this fourth sign frequently feel a natural responsibility to share the knowledge they receive. They become teachers, counselors, or informal mentors, even if they haven't consciously sought these functions. If you have this gift, you may have noticed that people frequently open up to you about their deepest problems, even when you barely know each other. There is something in your energy that inspires confidence and makes others feel you possess genuine wisdom to offer. Leave a comment sharing which of these first four signs most resonates with you, as this will help others recognize themselves also in this journey of spiritual self-discovery. But now we arrive at the three most powerful and rare signs that Blavatsky identified, beginning with the fifth, which reveals an ability that connects you directly with the eternity of your soul. The fifth sign, discovered by Helena Blavatsky, enters territory that most people consider impossible, but which for you may be a daily reality that is finally finding explanation. This spiritual marker is related to your natural ability to access memories and knowledge from previous incarnations. If you always felt an inexplicable connection with certain historical cultures, if you have fears or phobias that don't make sense based on your current experiences, or if you possess natural abilities you never consciously developed in this life, you carry this fifth sign. People carrying this marker frequently experience what Blavatsky called temporal bleeding of the soul. Memories, emotions, and knowledge from past lives begin to emerge spontaneously, especially during moments of deep relaxation, dreams, or when visiting places that have special meaning for their previous incarnations. Maybe you have a natural affinity with a specific historical period that goes beyond casual interest. You may feel at home studying about ancient Egypt, classical Greece, the medieval period, or some ancient culture that resonates deeply with something within you. This happens because your soul maintains vivid records of these past experiences. This fifth sign also manifests through intense karmic relationships. You meet people and instantly feel you have known them for a long time, even though it's the first conscious encounter. These connections carry a timeless quality and frequently involve the need to resolve pending issues or complete learnings that began in other lives. People with this marker often discover they have extraordinary natural talents in areas they never formally studied. They may play musical instruments intuitively, have advanced knowledge about medicinal plants, or possess artistic abilities that seem to come from nowhere. Actually, these talents are inheritances of abilities developed in previous incarnations. Blavatsky taught that souls carrying this sign frequently went through multiple lives dedicated to spiritual development and service to humanity. They may have been priests, healers, spiritual masters, or guardians of sacred knowledge in different epochs and cultures. This access to past life memories also explains why you may have emotional wisdom that goes beyond your current age. You understand profound aspects of human nature and relationships because you have already experienced many similar situations in other incarnations. A particularly powerful aspect of this fifth sign is the ability to heal through recognition of karmic patterns. You can perceive when current problems have roots in past life experiences and use this understanding to facilitate processes of deep healing. Blavatsky warned that people with this sign need to learn to distinguish between genuine past life memories and fantasies created by the mind. The main criterion is that authentic memories always bring practical and healing information. Never feed the ego or create a sensation of superiority. But prepare yourself, because the sixth sign I will reveal now is related to a healing ability that may be sleeping within you, waiting only for the right moment to manifest completely. The sixth sign, revealed by Blavatsky, touches on something that may be manifesting in your life in ways you haven't yet completely recognized as a genuine spiritual gift. This marker is related to your innate ability to facilitate healing processes, both in yourself and in others, through methods that transcend conventional medicine. If people frequently feel better after talking with you, if you have a natural tendency to place your hands on painful areas when someone is suffering, or if animals and plants prosper in your presence, you possess this sixth sign. People carrying this marker carry what Blavatsky called restorative vital energy in their hands, their voice, and even in their energetic field. They may not have studied healing techniques formally, but possess a natural ability to channel life force that promotes balance and regeneration. Maybe you have already noticed that when you touch someone who is in pain, whether placing your hand on their shoulder, giving a hug, or even a warm handshake, the person reports feeling more relieved. This happens because you are transferring healing energy unconsciously through physical touch. This sixth sign also manifests through your capacity for emotional healing. People feel safe to share their deepest pains with you because they intuitively capture that you possess the ability to absorb part of their suffering and transmute it into something lighter and more manageable. Many people with this marker discover they have extraordinary intuition about natural remedies and alternative healing methods. They can feel which herbs, crystals, or energetic techniques will be most effective for different conditions, even without having formally studied these systems. Blavatsky taught that souls carrying this sign frequently incarnated in lineages of healers, shamans, or priest-doctors in previous lives. They bring with them a deep cellular memory about how to work with subtle energies to promote healing on all levels. This gift of healing also includes the ability of energetic cleansing of environments. You can enter a space that feels heavy or negative, and simply through your presence and intention, transform the energy of the place into something more harmonious and welcoming. A particularly powerful aspect of this sixth sign is the ability to heal through the spoken word. You can offer advice, words of encouragement, or simply listen to someone with total attention, and that person leaves the conversation feeling profoundly transformed and renewed. People with this marker frequently go through periods where they themselves need much healing, especially when they are developing their abilities. This happens because they tend to absorb pains and imbalances from others, needing to learn techniques of protection and energetic cleansing. Blavatsky warned that this gift comes with the responsibility of maintaining yourself energetically clean and balanced, as you cannot offer genuine healing if you are carrying energetic toxicities from other people or situations. But now, we arrive at the rarest and most powerful sign of all 7 that Blavatsky identified, a marker that indicates you may be one of the human portals chosen to facilitate humanity's transition to a new era of consciousness. The 7th and final sign identified by Helena Blavatsky is the rarest and most extraordinary of all, indicating that you may be one of the souls specially chosen to serve as a bridge between different dimensions of reality. This marker reveals that you possess the ability to channel energies, information, and even consciousnesses from superior planes of existence. If you have experiences where you feel as if another presence were speaking through you. If you receive information about people you never met, or if you experience states of expanded consciousness where you have access to universal knowledge, you carry this seventh sign. People carrying this most powerful marker frequently report experiences of spiritual downloading, where they receive large quantities of information in very short periods of time. They may wake up with complete understandings about complex life questions, or have revolutionary insights about problems they were trying to solve for months. Blavatsky explained that souls with this seventh sign function as cosmic antennas, capable of tuning into dimensional frequencies that are beyond normal human perception. They can receive messages from spiritual guides, ascended masters, or even superior aspects of their own consciousness. This sign also manifests through the ability to see beyond the physical veil during special moments. You may perceive spiritual presences, see auras or energetic fields around people, or have spontaneous visions of future events that subsequently materialize with impressive details. People with this marker frequently discover they have a very strong energetic influence over groups of people. When they enter an environment, the group dynamic can change completely, as if their presence automatically elevated the vibration of everyone present. Blavatsky taught that individuals carrying this seventh sign are frequently misunderstood during youth because their experiences are so different from what most people consider normal. They may be labeled as strange or too sensitive, when actually they are experiencing levels of reality that others don't even know exist. This supreme gift also includes the ability to facilitate spiritual awakening in other people simply through coexistence. You may discover that people close to you begin to have unusual spiritual experiences, develop psychic abilities, or go through profound transformations of consciousness after spending significant time in your presence. An extraordinary aspect of this seventh sign is the ability to translate complex spiritual energies into language and concepts that ordinary people can understand. You can receive information from superior dimensions and find creative ways to share this wisdom through art, writing, music, or teaching. Share in the comments if you recognize yourself in any of these 7 signs, as your confirmation can help other awakened souls recognize themselves also in this extraordinary journey of spiritual self-discovery. Blavatsky predicted that when people carrying this 7th sign began to recognize themselves and connect with each other, this would mark the beginning of a planetary transformation without precedent in human history. Now that you know the 7 signs revealed by Helena Blavatsky, it's important to understand that the manifestation of these gifts doesn't happen the same way for all people. Each soul has its own schedule of spiritual awakening, influenced by factors like life purpose, pending karmic lessons, and the level of inner preparation to deal with expanded abilities. Blavatsky taught that these signs frequently remain dormant for years or even decades, awaiting the appropriate moment to manifest completely. This awakening can be gradual and gentle, or can happen suddenly after significant events like important losses, near-death experiences, or moments of profound personal transformation. Many people carrying these signs go through what Blavatsky called the dark night of the soul before complete awakening. Periods of confusion, isolation, or deep questioning about the meaning of life are frequently necessary precursors for the emergence of these superior spiritual abilities. It's crucial to understand that possessing these signs doesn't make anyone superior or more special than other people. Blavatsky always emphasized that these gifts come with proportional responsibilities. The greater the spiritual abilities, the greater the obligation to use them in service to the greater good of humanity. People who discover they carry multiple signs frequently feel internal pressure to find ways to contribute positively to the world. They may be called to healing work, spiritual teaching, inspirational art, or any activity that elevates collective consciousness and helps others in their growth journeys. Blavatsky warned that these powers can be misused if the person doesn't simultaneously develop humility, compassion, and wisdom. She saw that some individuals could be tempted to use their abilities for personal gain, manipulation of others, or feeding the ego, which would inevitably result in temporary loss of these gifts. The healthy development of these signs requires consistent spiritual practice, honest self-reflection, and a genuine commitment to inner growth. Meditation, study of sacred texts, service to others, and regular connection with nature are essential elements for maintaining these abilities functioning in a balanced and constructive way. Blavatsky also taught that people carrying these signs need to learn to protect their psychic energy. Because they are naturally more sensitive to subtle influences, they can be more vulnerable to absorbing negativity from environments or unbalanced people if they don't develop adequate techniques of energetic protection. A fascinating aspect she discovered is that these 7 signs tend to manifest in groups or communities. People carrying these markers are magnetically attracted to each other, forming circles of mutual support where they can share experiences and develop their abilities safely. The current epoch, according to Blavatsky's predictions, marks the moment when these groups will begin to form more rapidly and work together consciously to facilitate the elevation of planetary consciousness. We arrive at the final moment of this revelation, where you will discover exactly what to do with this information and how to begin to completely awaken the powers that may be sleeping within you. We have reached the end of this extraordinary journey through the 7 signs revealed by Helena Blavatsky, but actually this is only the beginning of your true spiritual adventure. If you recognized yourself in one or several of these markers, know that you didn't arrive here by chance. Your soul was ready to receive this information and begin to consciously awaken to your unique gifts. Blavatsky always taught that spiritual knowledge without practical application is useless. Now that you understand the signs you may carry, the next step is to begin developing these abilities systematically and responsibly. Start observing your daily life with new eyes, paying attention to moments where these gifts manifest naturally. For people with the first sign of energetic perception, practice spending a few minutes in silence every day, feeling the energies around you. For those with the second temporal sign, keep a diary of dreams and synchronicities. If you possess the third sign of reality influence, experiment with consciously focusing your intention on small objectives and observe the results. Those who carry the fourth sign of intuitive wisdom should create regular moments of mental quietude to receive guidance. People with the fifth sign of past life memories can explore specific meditations to access this information safely. Carriers of the sixth sign of healing should begin offering help to others consciously, always with humility and energetic protection. And for the rare souls who possess the seventh sign of dimensional channeling, it's essential to find experienced mentors or communities where they can develop these extraordinary abilities safely and with adequate guidance. Blavatsky predicted that a time would come when people carrying these signs would no longer need to hide or doubt their experiences. That time is now. You are part of a special generation of souls who incarnated specifically to help humanity take its next great evolutionary leap. Connect with other people who share similar experiences. Share your journey in the comments, leave a like if this content touched your heart, and subscribe to receive more revelations about your hidden spiritual powers. Your confirmation and engagement help other awakened souls find this information when they are ready. Always remember, you're not crazy, strange, or too different. You are exactly what this world needs now, an awakened soul carrying special gifts that can contribute to the healing and elevation of planetary consciousness. Helena Blavatsky saw you coming more than 100 years ago, and now finally your time has come to shine. The universe is waiting for you to completely embrace who you really are and begin using your gifts in service to the light. Your journey of spiritual awakening begins now, and you are not alone on this extraordinary path.